What's up, everybody? This is Zenith Kisare, the Archangel Feather. Welcome back to my channel and to the replay of the day. I want to apologize that I didn't have one up yesterday. I had a lot of things that are going on. In fact, I've got a lot of projects that are progressing for me much faster than anticipated, so it's taking much more of my time, and so I won't have the time to dedicate to the channel as I wanted. I originally wanted to get 5 videos a week, one a day, Monday through Friday. I will not be able to guarantee that I can hold to that dedication because a lot of my time is being taken for more important things. But I'm still going to continue to put up videos where I'm able to constantly have annotations for backup so that you guys understand what's going on. I'll be posting for DN Angel and I'll be posting for Superior Angel, and I'll see if I can also come up with some other random projects going down the road. I've actually got a couple of ideas for like the extreme format. Those won't pop up too often, but I thought it might be fun to try those out. And speaking of formats, today's video is on Superior Angel, where I modified it to fit into G regulation. Now, for those of you who have not heard, G regulation is a new format that Japan is possibly integrating into the tournament scene. I don't know for sure, take that with a grain of salt, but what I do know is it has been confirmed that G regulation is a type of format where cards that are printed after the G era started are the only ones allowed to be used. Now, if there's a card that's been reprinted since G era began, then those are now legal. But the way to tell if a card is allowed in G era is to see if it has the nation's flag next to the information here. Sorry, I'm getting a little tongue twisted, but anyway, the important factor here is that there are changes to the deck. You will start seeing them once my opponent begins turn 3. The first change you're going to see is that I have a new critical trigger implemented. I'm now using the Celestial critical trigger Asbeal. Now, I don't run any Celestials in the deck. The effect is thus not useful to me. There are Celestials available if you decide to run them. Both of the Celestial Legion units and their mates are confirmed to be viable for G regulation, so you can use those and not be out of bounds. Now, with that said, because I couldn't use Critical Hit Angel or Happy Bell Nokiel, I had to put in, or Sunny Smile Angel for that matter, I had to put in a whole new set of triggers. So I'm now using Invert Celestial Asbeal, Nurse of Danger Heart, and Nurse of Sweetheart. In addition to that, I cannot use Battle Cupid Nokiel anymore. And remember, this is Superior Angel. I wasn't using 1000 Ray Pegasus to begin with. So this model will now be using Nurse Cat Dalmatian instead of Battle Cupid Nokiel. And the reason for that is because it gives a backup in terms of being a pseudo 1000 ray, because at 5 face-up damage, the Nurse Cat Dalmatian can be a 12,000 booster. Now, in terms of complementing Battle Cupid Nokiel, you will not have the ability to do hand swaps anymore without Azrael, which means you'd have to probably ride Metatron or something to make multiple uses of her skill. So be aware that the best way you're going to get things out of your damage zone is to call them to the field with Gavrail or shuffle them in the deck and hope you draw them via Refros. So be prepared for that. As you can see, though, the deck still has Doctoid Primus, Medical Bomber Nurse, all the whole stuff that I put in for Superior Angel, just the few changes that I've just explained. I'm also in testing phase with it. I will be changing out, I'm going to cut one grade 3, probably one copy of Doctoid Primus, because again, without Battle Cupid, I can't do hand to damage swaps. So any Primus and Bomber units that I draw, their effects are not going to be viable. All they're going to be is an attacker or a meat shield or just that kind of thing. They're ultimately, effect-wise, vanilla. But I am going to cut one Primus, and I'm going to take that one grade 3 slot, give it to that one grade 1 slot, give it to grade 3, so that I can run 9 grade 3s. My plan is 4 Gavrail, 3 Healing Palace, 2 Crimson Roar Metatron. The reason being for that is I'll have 6 units of my grade 3 lineup that I would deem worthy of working on the Vanguard Circle. I don't want to put I don't want to ride Healing Palace if I can avoid it. And Metatron may not be the most effective in this build because her skill means you have to forfeit stride, but if I can't stride without using up one card, she's got a good solid backup in that she can work with Primus and Bomber to generate +2. So apart from the lack in power and the lack of one drive check, she's essentially the same thing as if I did a stride when I combine her with Primus and Medical Bomber. So it's not a lot of loss there. But with all that said, Healing Palace is going to be at 3 because it's the better rear guard option because of the on-hit pressure. In fact, if you have Nurse Cap boosting the Healing Palace and have at least 3 face-up damage, your opponent's going to be facing a 21,000 column that has an on-hit skill. Likely they're going to guard it because they don't want you to gain that plus, and they don't want to take the damage as well. So it can be a pretty heavy pressure-focused column that your opponent has to deal with. Now I'm going to assume that we're getting near the point where the playthrough is ending. I know that my voiceovers are always screwed up when it comes to the placing of rounds, so I'm going to go ahead and cut things off right here, but I think I've done a pretty thorough explanation of the changes to the deck. And again, I'm going to continue posting some videos with some testing for the changes. Going forward, I'll have Metatron coming in future videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, comment, share, just promote the channel. And until next time, this is Zenith Kisare, the Archangel Feather, signing out.